Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a nice rack. There may not be a bingo here, but I've got a good scoring tile in the X, and I've got vowels which work well with the X. And even a play such as XI is going to leave a decent rack leave. There could be an 8-letter bingo through the right floater, but not one that I can currently see. If my opponent changes, I've got index, which gets the X doubled, leaving a rack leave of IP. I certainly would like to split up the duplicate I. I've also got Pix and Pixie, which could work well as parallel plays. Wow, fantastic start for my opponent. A 100-point bingo. And a few floaters for me to consider. So I'm looking for bingos through these floaters. And I'm not seeing anything. Now I don't have a vowel for going underneath the Z. So the best I can do with the X is to play XI, but that's opening up column 15. I could play index down here. That's for 48. The alternative would be to place my X underneath the A. Okay, we're back. I have no idea why the connection closed, but it did. So an alternative to index would be Pixie for 44, keeping DN. I think I'm going to go back to index. I am behind, and I think index keeps the board more open. So index for 48. I guess a higher scoring play might be a double-double in column 11 through an I, but I can't see such a play. Pretty good. There could well be an 8-letter bingo with this rack, and I've got quite a few floaters to consider. In particular, the E looks promising. But I'm not seeing anything. I've got the up prefix. Wow, that E's still available. I hope I don't miss a bingo through that. Now I have stipular through the A, so I do have a bingo, but do I have a better one? Just looking at these floaters. Well, a bingo through the E is not going to score massively more than a bingo through the A. So I'm going to go with stipular. For 63. Not great, too many high scoring tiles, so I should be able to score with this rack. It just doesn't feel particularly close to a bingo. I can't see any 6-letter plays in column 15. Now, column 15 is available for 6-letter plays at the top and the bottom. Well, neither of them work for me. Wow, this is a wide open game. Plenty of scoring spots. So the F and the Y are the least bingo-y of my 3 high scoring tiles. And there are quite a few spots to play them. So I could play Fey here for 33. I can't utilise the triple letter square to the left of the U of stipula. So that's 33. I can't see anything above forays. 32 for fey and by. That's not better. What do I have beginning at A1? There's space for a play which is something I, something A. Can't see anything. So I think the best I've seen is fey for 33. Wow, that's pretty good. There could easily be a bingo here. Hardiest through an R. Hit heads and side path. Now, side path. Yep, I have that in row E. Hairstead is the anagram of hardiest. That doesn't work. I have headiest through the E of atheis, so hopefully something's going to work. But is there a 7 here? Wow, opponent has blocked both side path and headiest, which is pretty annoying. Is there a 7? And column 15 is available for 7s at the top and the bottom. Well, I'm not seeing a 7. I've got I and L available. This is such a good rack. But both of my bingos that I spotted have been blocked. Can't see anything with the A of forays. 15 minutes on my clock. Can't see anything with the Y. Side path blocked. What am I missing? What about the T of atheized? Can't see anything there. Now, does stipular take an S? I think it takes a Y. Okay, so it doesn't take an S. I don't need to worry about bingos in row J. This looks like there's a 7. Can't see it. Let me see what Aid scores. Aid scores 39 and it's a decent rack leave. I'm just slightly reluctant to play this because I feel that there is a bingo here. And it's a matter of how long to spend looking for it. Well, I've spent a while, 40 minutes on the clock, 52 tiles unseen. I think I'm going to play Aid for 39. And I draw 2 I's and an O, which is pretty horrendous. No scoring tiles at all. I'm only 17 points behind, but my opponent is on turn. Wow, that's a bad pickup. If I've missed a bingo, then the consequences have been magnified by this pickup. I'm going to struggle to play off 2 I's. I could play Iota. But that's not going to score very much. Tempting to chuck back all 3 I's and an O. 32 for my opponent, so I'm still within reach, within 50 points. Do I change? I think I will. No, I won't. I'll play Tibia for 14 points. That is better than changing. Tibia takes E, L, and S, so column 15 it is available for a high-scoring score. That leaves the left-hand side of the board alone, in particular the A floater and the P, and column 6 coming down next to the R. Great. That's a nice-looking rack. I have porkies. I don't think it goes anywhere. I have pork pies, but G has blocked that, so a pretty deadly play of G. I don't think porkies has got an anagram. So, do I have a bingo? I've got the E and the T from my opponent. He's now 70 points ahead. So I can't see anything coming down from the E or the T. Porkies doesn't play anywhere. So do I have a play in column 15? Preferably using the E rather than the S next to Tibia. And it would be good to get my K or P doubled. So I could play Risp, 35 points, keeping the K back for score. Just making sure I haven't overlooked any bingo lanes. Road G is a bingo lane for bingos ending L, LS or LE. Can I get my K doubled? So I could play Risk. 47 points, that's pretty good, and the rack leave is okay, provided I don't get swamped with vowels. In particular, the P could be quite useful playing underneath the V of Vagos if I can get it doubled to score well and open up the bottom of the board. So Risk for 47. Well, I do dodge vowels. I'm not swamped with them. It's not a particularly bingo-y rack. I'm 17 points behind. Great, only 18 points for my opponent. He's slowing up a bit. Just looking at the T. Wondering if I have a bingo down from that. I don't think I do. Do I have anything down from the V of Vagos? Nope. Column 15 available for a U or an I. I have neither. So I could play Holpen, still one blank to come. Holp is good, and I think Holpen is as well. Only 3 E's to come. Maybe I should hang on to the E. Holpen would score 4 more points. Yeah, I think it's better to hang on to the E. I am taking out 2 floaters, which is not good. 27 points is good. Is there a better spot? 10 minutes on my clock, 30 tiles to come, so I'm not in time trouble. What about playing Hop? This is an alternative way of opening up the bottom of the board. 32 points. 1 S and 1 blank to come. I have neither. And opponent could kill that with a parallel play. Well, he's unlikely to kill it. He's likely just to generate a new bingo lane. But I am providing a scoring opportunity in row L. And this rack leave doesn't look particularly great. However, it's keeping available the floating E and T. So I think I will go with this. Now, what about I was going to say this triple letter square to the left of the U, but neither my H or P can go there. Am I missing any high scoring spots that I haven't considered? Don't think so. I'm going with hop for 32. Okay, fairly bingo-y. And a balanced rack. Now, row A available for bingos ending in R. I'm not sure I'd registered that. Close to a bingo, but I can't see one. I have onliner, but that would leave a C. Wow, nice bingo from my opponent. 67 points. He doesn't burn the blank. He's now got a bingo lead. He has provided a ton of floaters. Do any of them give me a bingo? I've got the con prefix. Not seeing anything with this beginning con or through the C. I don't think concline is good. Can't see anything with the I. Yeah, I, C and O all duplicate tiles on my rack. I do now have an I for going next to the X. This is a tricky rack to deal with because all of the tiles are bingo-y. I don't wish to play off a ton of tiles because I don't wish to expedite the end of the game since I'm behind, and I don't want to break up a bingo-y rack. So do I have a play in row O which gets the C doubled? Can't see anything. Have I considered the U of stipula? Can't see anything with that. And nor with the L, which again duplicates something on my rack. Very frustrating. Conic doesn't get anything tripled. Unless I play at this side, but then it's only 27 points and I'm not allowing overlap plays. 6 minutes on my clock. Con for 15. No I's to come, and only 2 E's, and only 1 L and 2 N's. So I think this is quite a good 5-letter set, and I have in mind this R here. And I am stopping my opponent from a big score in row O, and I'm creating a bingo lane in row N. I'm going with this. Now, that looks quite nice. Can't see anything ending in R. Do I have a 7? I have melanic. That doesn't play above con. Anything down from the D is not going to be a bingo. Can't see anything beginning with E. Or with T. Now, does melanic really not play anywhere? Yeah, row L not available. Or rather only available for plays beginning underneath the H, which would be the S or the blank. $22 for my opponent. And that's a good play. He's taken out E and T as floaters for bingos, and he's also obstructing the O and the B. Guard does take an A in front. Now, does Melanic have an anagram? Can't see one. Now, what about the I? I think Limousin is good for 70 points, and I'm short on time. I'm going with this. I draw the blank. I am 7 points behind. But there are only 7 tiles in the bag. However, I only really need to jettison the V to have a pretty strong 6-letter set. And I was just looking at that spot for Vum. My opponent's played Aqua in it. There are 4 tiles left. I'm 40 points behind. Very restricted opportunities on this board for bingos. Row for bingo's beginning S. 4 minutes on my clock. Now, row A still available for bingos ending in R. Is there a way of getting rid of the V and either the D or the M and hanging on to the E? I think the V has to go. So what about playing Derv? 35. I think it gives me a chance of winning even without a bingo. This brings me to within about 5 points of my opponent. It stops him from playing in this spot. It burns the V. I'm retaining the blank. I'm going with this. I draw, wow, 2 U's and a G. Brutal. I have Ungultrum, beginning with an N, and through an R, so I do have a bingo with the R, but it doesn't play. Wow, that's an annoying pickup. And look what my opponent's got. He's got Wanders and Wardens. And Dawners. None of which play. However, I'm only 5 points behind. Okay, I'm 37 points behind. And my opponent's just got an S. Can he definitely go out? 4s and risk, so he can. So I think this game is lost. But I need to be sure of that. Yeah, I think I'd need a 40 or 50 point play to have a chance, and I don't think I'm going to get anything like that with this rack. So 2 minutes on my clock. I can play Doug for 14 points. Just wondering if I have a play ending icon using the blank as an I. Can't see one. 4 takes nothing in front. Just looking for a play parallel to Goon using the blank as an O. So I could play Mog for 19 points. Can I do better than that? 2 minutes on my clock. No, I think this is pretty much just an awful rack. It doesn't matter that I'm retaining 2 U's because my opponent is going out. It's just a matter of maximising score less count back. So Mog for 19. Now, I just noticed that I think Limousin would also have played beginning at N1. Well, I'm not sure how significant that is. Anyway, the game is over. And the final score, 415 to me, 451 to my opponent, a winning margin of 36 points. So well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first, and he has a fantastic start with Aethy Eyes, 100 points on the board before I even get to play. And this was my rack. I play Index, Dixie H14. Yeah, that's quite nice, but both fairly similar. Opponent's rack, he plays Blintz, and I have Stipula, and wow, that was the only bingo, so delighted to have spotted that. Opponent's rack, he plays Forays, and he's now 60 points in front. I struggled a bit with this rack, a lot of high-scoring tiles. I played FAY for 33, 46 available. Okay, but the rack leave of DFT, pretty horrible. Okay, so there may have been something a little bit better than Fay. Not sure. Opponent's rack, he plays G, and that was a killer. Or was it? Did I miss a bingo? No, I didn't. Well, that's good in a way, but it's still a shame that my two bingos were both blocked. So what did I do here? I play Aid for 39. Yeah, and I think IST and AIST are at least 6 points better than just an S. But C1, Faithed, down from the F, does have merit because it opens up column 2 for bingos. Opponent's rack, he plays Vagos, and I have this horror show. So I play Tibia for 14. I could have kept AIS, C11 for, oh well, Obiet. Yeah, Obiet probably better because less dangerous for column 15. And a better rack leave. Not a nice rack for my opponent. He plays Wheat, and I have Porkies. Nowhere for it. Spec was playable for 6 more points than Risk, but a worse rack leave. Yeah, probably not much between those. Not a great rack for my opponent. So he slows down with OU, and I'm only 35 points behind at this point. And I was thought about Holp, went with Hop, thought about Holpen, didn't consider Hopple. But I don't think Hopple's better because the rack lead damages the move by more than 3 points. And this is my opponent's rack. Great spot by him of Aerobic. Also has Cabriole through the L and Braciole, but Aerobic better, I think. So, Clonic at 01 for 33, pretty good. I go with Con to keep a better rack leave. Yeah, difficult to say. I mean, there's a lot of consonants out there, and Con did keep quite a decent set, so just difficult to know. Opponent's rack, he's got most of the remaining vowels. He plays Goon. Now I have Limousin, and it scores 8 more points playing it at N1. Yeah, probably the N1 placement better, because it opens up 2 bingo lanes in column 1 and also row M. And, well, Limousin was the only bingo, but playable in 2 spots. Opponent plays Aqua. And now I play Derv, I think. I wonder why that's not coming up. 35 points for Derv. It's not showing up. Okay, well, I still like Derv. Great rack for my opponent. He plays Dorna. And finally, well, Glom was there for 23. And I did Mog for 19, so Glom's slightly better. And that was the end of the game. So pretty good stuff. Extremely well played by my opponent. His killer play of G blocked both my bingos. And that really had an influence on the game. It was a close game, only about 30 points in it at the end. And I think it was just the final really bad draw which completely scuppered my prospects. With a good draw, there could have been a winning sequence of outplay. Anyway, a good game, and well done once again to my opponent. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.